Hi, everybody. Today we are going to talk about how to buy a house in Massachusetts. So, the first step is to meet with a real estate agent and have a buyer consultation. Your real estate agent will be able to talk you through the process and show you what they can do to help you purchase a home. It's absolutely acceptable to sit down with more than one real estate agent, interview them, and see who's the best fit for you. And your real estate agent should be able to refer you to a lender, an attorney, home inspector, all of that. But your lender is going to be your next step. You want to get a pre approval so that you know what your budget is. And if you have someone in mind for a lender, it's absolutely okay to reach out to your lender first, get a pre approval, and then meet with real estate agents. But lenders, pre approvals, and meeting with a real estate agent, those are the first steps. When you're talking to your lender, you want to be sure that you discuss the monthly payments. So your lender may approve you for $700,000 purchase price, but the monthly payments may be out of reach. They may not be something you're comfortable with. You may be more comfortable with $450,000 purchase price or 500, whatever those numbers are, but you want to talk it through with them, get the interest rates, get the points, get the all of the closing costs, all of those numbers put together so that you are comfortable with those monthly payments. So that's very important. So when you sit down with me for a buyer consultation, I'll kind of walk you through what would happen. I'm going to share my screen if I figure out that. Yes, I can. Okay. So the first thing we would be discussing when you sit down for a buyer consultation is some of the new laws that have gone into place August 17, 2024. So those laws require us to sign a document before we show any properties. That document is the exclusive buyer agency agreement. And I go through this in another video, but basically this agreement is locking in my fiduciary duties to you. We discuss commission in this document, go over who would be covering the commission, and we talk that through. And so this is a document that has to be signed before any properties are viewed. And then there is also this additional disclosure to the buyer agency agreement. And this is a document that states that you understand as the buyer that broker fees, the commission, is not fixed, controlled, recommended by law, and buyer fees or broker fees and commission are fully negotiable. So we can negotiate those costs. So those are two documents that have to be signed before we show any houses. There is also this mandatory real estate licensee consumer relationship disclosure. And this locks in my fiduciary duties to you as a buyer's agent. So we would fill in buyer's agent. And this also lays out what does a buyer's agent do? What's a facilitator? What's a designated seller and buyer agent? What is dual agent and seller agent? So those are a few documents that we'd be going through at our buyer consultation. And then next we would be discussing what is the home you're looking for? What kind of property are you looking for? We would go through your needs and your wants, your budget, all of that. And I would, once our meeting is finished, I would go back to my computer and I could set up a MLS drip campaign for you. So that will look something like this on my end. And then you would get a list of properties that match your criteria. So those are kind of the first steps: a pre-approval, buyer consultation, talking about your wants and needs and your budget. And then I would set up this drip campaign for you. And once we've got that pre-approval and those forms signed, we can start touring homes. So we'll walk through homes and see what works best for you, what you like. When you find a home that you like, that is when we'll go into the offer paperwork, which also I lay out in another video as well, all of the offer paperwork. And we will write up an offer. Sometimes you're going to need to sign a lead paint home disclosure, and that is for homes that have been built prior to 1978. There may also be a seller's disclosure that we've got to go through if the seller fills one out. We would need to fill out a concrete form disclosure. So there are a number of forms that we would lay out and discuss and talk about through the offer. Once your offer is accepted, you've typically got about 7 to 14 days to complete a home inspection. We would take 24 hours after that to negotiate the home inspection terms if anything needs to be negotiated after that. And then a couple of days after that, usually 2 weeks after an accepted offer, we will have a purchase and sale signed. The purchase and sale is drafted by your attorney, and your attorney will walk you through the purchase and sale document. That really locks in both you and the seller, and your second deposit is due at that time. So typically you will give a first deposit of $1,000 or whatever amount it is that you've put in your offer that you're comfortable with as that first initial deposit that gets deposited into an escrow account when your offer is accepted. Then you got your home inspection, and then you sign the purchase and sale. When the purchase and sale is signed, that is when your second deposit is due, and that is typically 3 to 5% of the purchase price. That amount is due once the purchase and sale is signed, and again, it will go in escrow, and sometimes that can be done electronically, sometimes it has to be a certified check. After that, you're going to be submitting your formal mortgage application with your lender. And then we're kind of waiting. It's a waiting game as we wait for the lender to do full underwriting. So they're going to fully go into all of your documents. They're going to deep dive into all of your financials. And a week before closing, we will be getting a mortgage commitment from your lender, which will allow us to get the clear to close and move forward towards closing. So that's really how it goes. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I would love to chat with you a little bit more, talk you through more in depth the process. And if you have any questions at all, let me know how I can be of help. If you want to set up a buyer consultation, my Calendly link is in the bio in the description, and feel free to reach out.